My name's Simon Baker and I'm the sound designer for Mix the Play. Music for theatre is it's a unique discipline really. It has to do so many different jobs. But film scores on the whole tend to take the audience by their hand and walk them through the scene and tend to give them clues and tend to dictate emotion or pace and theatre scoring can't really do that because you have to, in a real environment, when the actor's physically in the same space as you, it's a different power to seeing something on screen which you're one step disconnected from. Theatre sound has to do, in contemporary work, has to do a lot of location defining, so whether it's something simple like a restaurant or a bar, or whether it's a street, and often you can do that very simply. You can do that with a very realistic sound. The 6 interpretations for this project were all completely unique. I started with probably the simplest one to do, which was the more traditional reading and staging. So I started there and I thought it would be something terribly sweet. We used a 1600s piece of music, reasonably well known. What I did was took what would have been played on Western instruments and saw what happened if I put it on more Indian instruments. And one of the pieces, the Cultural Divide, which is the 2 shots at the window, lend itself much more to a sort of longing, sustained string idea. But other pieces, I felt we would be imposing the emotion onto the scene. The modern interpretation was much more like working on a modern play. What's interesting is when something's set on a stage, when there's very little visual element around it, it's literally 2 actors and a table in a black box, the sound, you immediately feel the sound has to do more, the sound has to work much harder. By the time the contemporary version moves into location, it needs so much less. It needs almost nothing. I think we got it down to just a radio playing in the background in a cafe because the sound doesn't need to do very much in those instances.